of the Imitation of Christ by Thomas à Kempis. Book 4, A Devout Exhortation to Holy Communion. Chapter 15, that the grace of devotion is obtained by humility and self-denial. The voice of the beloved. Thou oughtest to seek the grace of devotion earnestly, to ask it fervently, to wait for it patiently and confidently, to receive it thankfully, to keep it humbly, to cooperate with it diligently, and to commit to God the duration and manner of this heavenly visitation until he comes. Especially oughtest thou to humble thyself when thou feelest inwardly little or no devotion, and yet not to be too much cast down, nor to be grieved above measure. God often gives in one short moment what he has a long time denied. He giveth sometimes in the end that which in the beginning of prayer he deferred to give. If grace were always presently given and ever at hand according to our wish, it would be more than weak man could well bear. Therefore the grace of devotion is to be waited for with a good hope and humble patience. Yet impute it to thyself and to thy sins when it is not given thee, or when it is taken away, thou knowest not why. It is sometimes a little thing that hinders or hides grace, if indeed that may be called little, and not rather great, which hinders so great a good. But if thou remove this hindrance, be it small or great, and perfectly overcome it, that shall be which thou hast asked. For as soon as thou hast delivered thyself up to God with thy whole heart, and neither seekest this nor that for thine own pleasure or will, but wholly placest thyself in him, thou shalt find thyself united to him and at peace. For nothing will relish so well and please thee so much as the good pleasure of the divine will. Whosoever therefore with a single heart shall have directed his intention upwards to God, and purified himself from all inordinate love or dislike of any created thing, he will be the fittest to receive grace, and shall be worthy of the gift of devotion. For the Lord there bestows his blessing where he finds the vessels empty. And the more perfectly a man forsakes things below, and the more he dies to himself by the contempt of himself, the more speedily grace comes, the more plentifully it enters in, and the higher it lifts up the free heart. Then shall he see and abound, shall wonder, and his heart shall be enlarged within him, because the hand of the Lord is with him, and he has put himself wholly into his hand forever. Behold, thus shall the man be blessed, who seeks God with his whole heart, and has not received his soul in vain. This man, in receiving the Holy Eucharist, merits the great grace of divine union, because he looks not to his own devotion and consolation, but above all devotion and consolation, regards the honor and glory of God. And that concludes Chapter 15 of Book 4 of the Imitation of Christ.